Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm here to talk about Arrow episode 407 titled Brotherhood, which premiered Wednesday, November 18, 2015 on the CW. So, quite a bit actually happened in this episode. So before we get started, just a reminder, I haven't read the comics, so anything I say, predict, or believe comes straight from what I see on the show. So there's that. Also, if you haven't seen the episode, please go do that first. I would hate for this video to spoil whatever happened in the episode for you, because I will be spoiling it for sure. And I don't want to take away that first time experience you get when watching an episode and you get your own thoughts from it. So with that said, start at 10-minute clock and let's begin. So something new we learned in this episode, quite a bit according to my list, but the Arrow team learns that the ghosts that have been terrorizing the city and are working on for Damien Dark, they may actually be ghosts, and that is people who everyone else think is dead yet aren't. And they make this connection in the form of Andy Diggle, who is not only John Diggle's dead brother for the last 8 years, but he is apparently one of the ghosts working under Damien Dark's control. So that was a big shocker for Diggle himself when he unmasked his supposedly dead brother in the field before he got away. Another thing we learned is that Damien Dark's magic touch doesn't work on Thea, and we find that out when they come face to face out in the field. He tries to use his magic on her, like we saw him do previously with his touch, but it seemed to have backfired on him. And so thankfully for Thea, it managed for her to get away. And he's also aware that Malcolm is the new Ra's al Ghul. I didn't know that he knew, so that's interesting. One of the big events for this episode revolved around the SCPD. I think it was a rally or a fundraiser or something, but Oliver makes a speech and how he, it shows his support towards rebuilding the police department. But he definitely has everyone rallied. He has the support from Lance and such, it seems. So that was nice, seeing everyone all dressed up like that. And that's the meeting where Oliver officially meets Damien Dark without any green leather involved. So there's that. Also, with Oliver's campaign, it seems he wants to restore the Star City Bay, which is meant to be in the center of the city, and he makes a speech as to why he wants to restore it, and I thought it was really great. And also, on a more personal note, Thea seems to be dating Alex, and yet she basically loses control of her bloodlust when she's with him. That is the form of when they're out on a date, some guy tries hitting on her, basically using the line saying that, "I think you're a girl," who says no but really means yes. First off, who says that? But anyways, Thea kind of shows him who's boss, I guess you could say, and she almost beats the guy to death. So that's taken a bit too far, but it seems that her kills on Nanda Parbat haven't done much good anymore for her bloodlust. Also quickly on the flashbacks, we find out that Oliver has enlisted Diana, and that's the escapee he showed to that cave. For a long time, I didn't know what her name was, but today I finally figured it out. It was Diana. Anyways, he asked for her help to read a map that he swept from the commander, and I believe Commander Ryder is who he is. So there's that mission too. Still don't know how the past is connected to the present, except for the fact that both of them have that mystical thing going on. So what's the most shocking moment of the episode? First one has to be the confrontation between Damien Dark and Thea. I wasn't expecting it, especially when his power seemed to have backfired on her, and I wonder if he knows why that is, or maybe it is because she had used the Lazarus Pit, and if that's the case, I wonder if Damien Dark is aware of that's the reason why his magic didn't work on her. Another shocking thing in the episode was that out of everyone on the team, Diggle was the only one who did not want to save his own brother. Everyone else was offering their help to save Andy, and yet Diggle was willing to just let it drop and just forget about the whole thing, believing what was in the file, that is who his brother had become. So I guess that was pretty shocking when Diggle is a guy that's big on loyalty and such. So yeah. Top 3 favorite moments. The first one definitely has to be Diggle calling Oliver his brother when he won't even consider Andy to be his brother anymore. And he does it when he's in the field. Diggle shows up and Oliver's like, glad you came. And Diggle answers, my brother needed me. And then the green one, he adds on to it. So it's not that Andy needed him. He's there because Oliver needed him. And I really liked that Diggle considers Oliver his brother after everything they've been through at the end of the 3rd season and the beginning of the 4th season with the whole Oliver taking Lila thing. Diggle had a grudge against that, but I'm glad they're past it and they can call each other brothers again. So that was great. Next favorite part was the fight scenes, for sure. Especially in the last one when they were trying to find Andy and bring him back. So that was the fight scene where eventually Thea meets Damien. But what I liked about the fight scene, though, was that not only did Ray fly in his Atom suit and help with that, but I really liked the fight scene specifically with Thea and Andy because it was a moving fight scene. We see them... they're in a hall. They're in the lobby first, and then they're fighting along a hallway, and then they end up fighting in an elevator, and then they end up fighting in what looks like a jail cell, and then they end up fighting in the hallway again. It's constantly moving, and it's just seeing them in all these very tightly packed spaces, and yet they're fighting these very intricate moves. It was fantastic. Props to the choreography for that, for sure. That's fantastic. The last favorite moment I have is that Oliver is revising his plan to defeat Damien Darhk. Originally, he had planned to infiltrate by doing what he basically did with the League of Assassins, taking it out from the inside. But Felicity and Diggle managed to convince Oliver that that's not the way. They can't do that again. You can't repeat the same mistakes again and expect a different result. So Oliver changes it to the fact that I'm not going to fight Damien Darhk in the shadows. He's going to do it in the light, and he's going to do that in the form of his mayoral campaign. So it was great to see that change in Oliver and have him understand that he can't repeat what he did in the past and expect something different to happen. Like, sure, it worked. It kind of worked in regards to Ra's al Ghul, but at the price it took to get that result, it's not going to be enough to repeat it again. So there's that. Top 3 peeved moments. I have 2 of them this time. And the first one is Oliver slipping on the Speedy nickname to Thea when they were in the presence of Alex as well. It would have been fine if Speedy is not the code name she uses when in the field. Now that he said Speedy and Alex, I have a feeling that Alex is going to have a run-in with our heroes, and that codename is going to slip out, and he's going to make the connection. And that's not going to be good for either queen in this case. So it's a little disappointing that Oliver would slip like that, even though it was a long childhood nickname for them. It's either they give Thea a new codename, or Oliver can't make that slip up again. Next peeve moment has to be Diggle asking his brother at the end about the file on him being true or not. To me, it looked like Andy, who is in a cell, looked like he was still under the influence of whatever control Damien Darhk had over him. So it didn't really make sense why John Diggle would ask for the truth from Andy when Andy is in such a volatile state from the looks of it. In this state, it kind of looks like he's going to remain loyal to Damien Darhk. He's not going to want to play nice. So why in the world would you want to ask him these questions, which basically ask for the truth? It didn't feel right. It didn't make sense why Diggle would choose that time. I would have waited until whatever was in Andy was out of him and then asked for the truth. But that's just my opinion. So what will I remember most about this episode has to be Andy's return, for sure. It's another sibling back from the dead. Even Felicity commented on the fact that dead doesn't really mean dead anymore in this city. So there's that for sure. Random questions. First one, how long do you think Andy will be in that holding cell? I still believe he's under Damien Darhk's influence still, so I think he would be a threat, not only to them, but I think that's not going to stop until whatever drug cocktail is in his system is out. So how long do you think that's going to take? Damien Darhk has had Andy in his clutches for 8 years now, I believe. So does that mean he's going to have 8 years worth of drug damage in him or something that they have to worry about? Or they definitely got to reverse whatever Damien did to him for sure. Next question. How long will it take before Damien Darhk puts the pieces together about Team Arrow's identities? He already met Oliver Queen. It's Oliver Queen. He already met Green Arrow. He's met Speedy. And he knows about Malcolm. So I'm just wondering how long before he puts the pieces together. Last question. If Damien Darhk knew that Malcolm Merlyn is the new Ra's al Ghul, then is there a possibility that he knew that Oliver Queen was Asa him when he was in the League of Assassins? Well, timer. Yeah. If that's possible, then that's going to really cause problems for Team Arrow for sure. Because I think their whole advantage at this point is that Damien Darhk has no idea that Oliver Queen is Green Arrow, and the fact that Oliver Queen has the skill sets of Green Arrow. That's their only advantage at this point. And I think once they make that connection, or even if it makes the connection that Oliver Queen was a part of the League of Assassins before, then they're going to be in trouble once he does. I hope they don't. Okay, so predictions. Just first off, there is no new episode of Arrow next week because in the United States they are celebrating Thanksgiving, so nothing new is being aired. So with that said, the next episode, episode 408, doesn't come back until December 2nd, and that is part 2 of the crossover event with The Flash, which starts the day before, December 1st. Because of this, with it being part 2, there's no new promo released for episode 408. We won't get that until probably after part 1 airs. So you gotta wait two weeks for that. But if you want kind of an idea, go check out the Flash promo for episode 208, because I believe they mashed up the two together, I think, possibly. So anyways, based off of the 408 synopsis though, 2 teams, Flash and Arrow, are trying to keep Vandal Savage away from Kendra Saunders and Carter Hall. Hawkgirl and Hawkman, I'm believing. So that's the focus in the part 2 from the looks of it. Now, episode 409, my prediction, it's the holiday episode, and I have heard rumors about a possible Olicity proposal happening in this episode. Can't wait to see if that's true or not. I blame Tumblr for it, for all the behind-the-scene photos I've been seeing associated with that, with 409. Also, it's possible, again, based off of behind-the-scene photos, that it's possible that Donna Smoke may return for the holiday episode, because I did see a few behind-the-scene photos on Tumblr with Charlotte Ross and Stephen Amell together with a Christmas tree behind them. So what other episode could she be there for besides the holiday one, right? So that's about it. So what did you guys think of the episode? Was it what you expected? Is there something new you picked up on that I didn't even realize? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, check out my other videos, and to share this video with any of your friends in the Arrow fandom. Just spread the word around, get this fan base growing. Let's keep this running for as long as possible. Also, if you want any more news about Arrow and whatever involves Arrow, whether that's promos, sneak peeks, quotes, GIFs with dialogue, captions, regular comparison GIFs, parallel GIFs, news, casting, any of that, check out my Tumblr page. Link for that will be down below. I reblog everything that I come across, so that's all in one place. So I hope it's helpful for you to just check it out, whether it's Arrow in general or if there's a specific episode you want or a specific character. Just check it out there. It's all labeled. So quick reminder then, since there's no new episode next week, you guys won't be hearing from me again until 2 weeks, so basically next month, with part 2 of the crossover event, December 2nd. Mark your calendars for part 2, part 1 on December 1st. Don't forget, I highly suggest you check out both, even if you're a fan of one or the other, maybe both, maybe not, but still check it out. It's a great crossover opportunity for sure. And with that said, catch you guys later. This is Mel saying bye.